the platform's there. The fans are already there. The people in the industry are already looking at it. Why wouldn't, if you knew SoundCloud was going to be what it was going to be, if you knew Spotify was going to be what it is, why would you not be there early? That's the only question you need to ask yourself.
Welcome back to the NFT Project podcast. It is a full house again today. Jai and Brock in here with me, Aaron, of course. We're back to give you another dose of NFT goodness. Today we're talking about why NFTs matter to you.
Why do music NFTs?
Music NFTs.
Music NFTs.
Why do music NFTs matter to you? And that you will be shared across Brock, Jai, and I, and we'll tell you why they matter to us. But then also to you at home, why you should really, I guess, take music NFTs seriously. I think it's like a technology that will be very dominant over the next 100 years. And so, yeah, we're going to get into that today. Does anyone want to start us off?
Well, I was going to first just say, are we going to talk just about music NFTs or can it be NFTs by musicians for access as well? Is that like, what do we want to do? Do we want to just talk about the collectible version, like the songs and things like that? Or are we going to go with, the access or stuff like Steve Aoki's doing? What do you guys reckon?
That's actually a really good question.
I think we should do anything. Yeah. NFTs that relate to the music industry, I think would be a good subject to cover.
Yeah, cool.
Not go too niche.
Yeah. Not today. We're not going to niche down today. Who wants to kick it off then? Do you want to go, Brock? You look like you're ready to go.
I'm ready.
He's rip roaring and ready to go.
I actually saw something about this probably a couple of weeks ago, and I replied, and I've got a beautiful statement that I've prepared, and it can hopefully
he's even prepared.
It can hopefully lead us into a discussion further throughout the night. It's like, why do music NFTs matter to me? And it's like, I feel like because the music industry is criminally undervalued at the moment. Music NFTs are here to help artists and fans expose its true value. So I recently saw a breakdown of some statistics where it was like the music industry, and don't quote me on this, I reckon the pricing's obviously changed since I last heard it, but the music industry as a whole is valued at $3 billion. And the value I heard at the time that they compared it to was Walmart, and Walmart was valued at $30 billion at the time. And for those that don't know anything about business, Walmart's pretty much looks like it's going to be struggling to maintain any kind of value or any kind of sharehold in its current structure, because stores are going out of fashion. In a sense, the online shopping has gone past the fad and into the real world now thanks to COVID. So it's really interesting to think about music at its core being so undervalued that Walmart is valued higher than it. And I was thinking, Tesla, obviously, I was trying to think of a company that I could know that everyone would understand. I was like thinking of Tesla, but Tesla, its value's insane now, but in the same instance, it's looking to totally revolutionize the world and the way that we consume energy. But again, is Tesla comparative to music? Is a business that's revolutionizing the ways that we use energy comparative to a thing that has the ability to change the the chemistry inside our body? Music can change your energy, your feeling, your vibe. Like it has that ability, and it's proven over and over again over the decades and the centuries. Why is music so undervalued when compared to things, around the world? Why are we looking at it in such a fashion? And that when I heard those two things together, it started to really make me think, and I've been thinking about it a lot over the last week.
And considering like the amount of like music that is in your day-to-day life, like I
Everywhere.
actually don't even, it'd be interesting. I don't even know if this is a study, but it'd be interesting if like you were self-aware for one day and kind of counted how many songs you listen to in a day.
Two.
Well, let's try and do it one day.
Yeah, we
Nah,
We
should.
can all do it. Do a
you'd
little
probably
diary.
you'd forget eventually, but
Oh,
yeah,
it's just the same 12 Chainsmoker songs all over.
but
Getting
that
those streams up for the week.
you've nailed that. Like you're so correct. And you look at the marketing industry, which is ginormous. The marketing industry only works because of music. Like, you could refute that in the
That's a
smaller
huge
sense,
part either way.
but
yeah.
it is a massive percentage of what marketing does to the human psyche and how people can relate to it. Which then is, with sync licensing like that, it's shown in the value of sync licensing. So I think music NFTs are going to alert the world at large to what music can be, what value music can be perceived as. And I think that is why there is nothing that matters more in the music industry right now than music NFTs.
Yeah, totally. I think that for me, as as someone who's a DJ or an artist, I quit my day job, maybe a month, 2 months ago to try and do music full time. And I thought to myself, oh, I might have to get a bit of extra work, some part time work during the week, maybe a couple of days. And then, with, the role that I got, which is in the music NFT space, that has allowed me to have the time to not have to do a day job. And like today, I spent probably 8 hours at my recording studio working on music, which I may not have had that opportunity to do that in the past because I'd have to go and work and make some extra money to sort of get by. And I wonder how many artists or songs or um, like creations that we would miss out on if we didn't, potentially have these music NFTs to allow people to do music full time, to allow people to have that financial freedom and security to feel comfortable to go in, and even the mental health side of it, to feel comfortable to be able to not work and just to go into the studio or write music at home and do music full time because they've got that financial stability from music NFTs, whether that's working in the space or whether it's from selling your music NFTs. I think there's going to be a heap of artists that financial freedom will allow them to, create something that we may not have seen before, and that could be a huge hit. It could, and that like feeds back into what you're saying, Brock. It could be something the world missed out on that literally could change chemicals in people and inspire other artists and movements and all different kinds of things. So for me, it's that freedom and that potential for artists to be able to solely do music as their career and not have to worry about the financial side of it as much, to have that extra revenue stream.
And especially with the space as it is right now, like if you're someone who honestly wants to be doing music full time and you're stuck in this day job that you're going to, you played a gig at the club on Saturday night and then Sunday morning you've got to rock up to work at 5
Back
a.m.
to reality.
to work an 8-hour shift to actually cover your bills that week. It's almost stupid to not even be dabbling and looking into music NFTs if you are someone who wants to be working in the music industry full time, because music NFTs right now, especially at the maturity of the space that it's in right now, it's the perfect opportunity to dip your toes in, and you could honestly just make enough money right now through the space to support yourself.
If I was to be approached by an artist right now about how, let's just say they were sitting on 10 tracks, and they wanted to talk to me about how they could get their career started, what would be the first things that they should do? First thing I'd tell them is get on TikTok. The second thing I'd tell them is to get on Twitter and develop a profile there so they could begin selling their music as NFTs. Because if you can get a really good mate. Like TikTok is just the potential to go viral continuously, and you can continue to push your track. And if you continue to push your music on that platform and have that linked with some, a streaming platform like Spotify,
Why? Like that.
with music NFTs, I just can't see how you cannot make enough money to live. Like it just will work. And if you spend that 3, 4, 5 years dedicated to that work, especially if you're young, you've got the time and you're living at home, it is the smartest play you could ever do if you want to work in the music industry, if you want music to be who you are.
And even if you just, you work on that half an hour or 1 hour a night while you work your day job or whatever, if you do that every single week, work 1 hour a day on uploading a TikTok, replying to some tweets and stuff, like it's actually insane how much progress that is towards your dream than just doing nothing.
Yeah. And like, I just went the other day and bought a couple of tracks and of people's, just because I wanted to go in and support some artists. And
What'd you buy? Shout
well,
them out.
I was just looking at it. I actually bought a punk rock song by Hitman. It was on the Pixel Bands marketplace called In Demand, and that was point two soul. So it was $20, But if 10 people go and do that, that's $200 that artist just got that they wouldn't have got before, and like the number of streams they would have had to generate to try and get that kind of income, it would have been, heaps. I think it's around 250,000 streams for $1,000. So you're talking a heap of streams there. That's roughly, and so.
And how did you discover that track?
Well, for me, I was just going through. Obviously, I work at Pixel Band, so I was going through the marketplace and looking at who had uploaded music on there, and just had a listen to some of the songs. I went through and just decided.
That's what I want. That's what I want, Jai.
Yeah.
You just went through the platform, looked at who has uploaded some songs, and went, "Yeah, this song's sick. I'm going to purchase it." And that's That's how easy it is. Just upload your work to the platform. People will find it. People will like it. They'll buy it. Like it's simple.
It's the same as Spotify in the early days. You're so right. It's just like the platform's there. The fans are already there. The people in the industry are already looking at it. Why wouldn't, if you knew SoundCloud was going to be what it was going to be, if you knew Spotify was going to be what it is, why would you not be there early? That's the only question you need to ask yourself. Yeah. If you knew TikTok was going to do what it was going to do, why would you not have gone, yes, 5 years ago, sweet, I wish I started my account, because then I could have been lazy. I could post every second day and it wouldn't have mattered. And I would have gone, eventually had 20,000 followers, 30,000 followers. It's just a simple question of why wouldn't you have? And we can tell you right now, there are bigger people than us three in the industry right now, making huge inroads in this space, showing the world why music NFTs matter and why the whole industry needs to be paying attention. And if you sit on the sidelines now over the next 12 months, it's going to take a lot of time to make that ground up.
And let's say that
it won't be, it's not impossible, but it's going to just be harder. Every month that passes, it's going to be harder.
And even let's say you upload a track, no one buys it. If you're constantly on Twitter engaging with the music NFT community, you are going to make such valuable connections with people who know people, who who run companies, who run brands, who run businesses. Like it's just it's not only like a great way to like sell your music and gain fans, but it is such a great networking opportunity right now as well.
You're constantly building that fan base. For instance, even our project, like Aaron and my project DJ, we haven't had a sale of an NFT, I'd say, in like 2 months. Today, I had 2 people already approach me going, oh, I'm really interested in the project. I'm probably going to buy something. I was looking at these. And it's because of interactions that we've had over Twitter. they have no reason other than they like what I'm talking about. They believe in the space and they've become a fan of ours. So they want to show their support by buying one of our NFTs. And that's the difference now, is you're no longer in a position, and it's, you know, at its core, why music NFTs are going to matter so much. You're no longer in a position where someone's spending $1, $2 on iTunes buying your song. If they want to support you, because your average consumer is comfortable spending $20, is comfortable spending $50, is comfortable spending $100. We, you know, us three here are probably wearing or have a jacket or a shirt in our cupboard. You know, that medium earnings in Australia, in the US, in the, you know, first world countries, you're having that little bit extra cash, or you just don't mind anyway that you're able to spend it. And if you've run into an artist that you're comfortable spending the money on, or you feel like you've developed a relationship with, you will comfortably spend $100, $150 if you feel like there's value there and you want to show your support. And that's going to be the big telltale now. Is it's just going to, I think it's really over the next 3 to 5 years, is the value in what we define as what a value, like what is the value of music, will insanely, the growth will be insane.
And like, I saw the great thing about the community being so supportive and, you know, wanting to support each other, like you've just mentioned, Brock, is I saw someone who was like, "Hey, I just sold like 5 NFTs on the marketplace. I'm going to go and buy some other people's music NFTs in there and support those artists." You know, so it's like, if you're supporting one artist, well, the potential is that that artist may actually go and spend a portion of that supporting other artists within the space. So it's like, you're, by coming into the space as a, you know, a fan or as a collector or someone who wants to participate, who doesn't make music, you know, isn't making music NFTs, but wants to participate, wants to support, you know, if you've got a little bit of extra crypto, which a lot of people have crypto, and, you know, it's not much to take, you know, half a soul or one soul, or, you know, a little bit of ETH, depend, you know, depending on what platform.
Solana,
Whoa, no ETH. Don't be spending ETH. But, you know, it's not that, like, it's not that hard to support some of these smaller artists, and they're going to feed it back into the whole community. Like, you know, I want to support artists, but I don't want to support, you know, necessarily Justin Bieber or Katy Perry, because they've got enough money for, you know, in my mind. Like, yeah, that's great that they're doing well, but I want to support, you know, these up and coming artists, and these artists who, you know, need the money and actually, you know, are really grateful for it, and will feed it back into the community and support each other, and build that community that we can, you know, it's the old saying, the WAGMI, we're all going to make it. But you know, it kind of is, it is kind of like that in the space. People are generally, you know, pretty willing to support each other, because they know that it only helps the whole space to grow, and then, you know, we all make, you know, can make some money and stuff. So I think, you know, we need to get people who are actually fans and want to collect music into the space. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how we do that more. I think that that's a really interesting thing about it. Like, you know, we're sitting here talking about how musicians should get into the space, and we're passionate about that, and we believe that. But I'm still trying to figure out, how do we get fans and collectors into the space? And I think that's only through showing that, you know, that value there, and people promoting it, and that. So I think that's something that as a community we're all trying to figure out, right?
I think getting the fans and collectors in is honestly just about, like, it's just about time, and it's just about
Yeah.
people to see either others getting experiences or something that maybe they'd like, and go, oh yeah, like I would like to have a FaceTime with my favorite artist or something like that.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, here I am. Thank you so much for having me on the
Every week.
podcast. Does Jai charge you 50 sol to come on the podcast, Brock? Because that's what it costs me every week.
That's how I'm buying these music NFTs. No.
Yeah, I think it's just a time thing for people to see the value in it, and I don't think there's, at least in my mind at this current stage, like an easy way to get people in to come and collect. I think it's just a matter of the people who are in it now will want to collect. Otherwise, it's just a time thing of people seeing the value that the NFTs can offer, and then jumping in when they're ready.
Yeah, I think on that sort of collector sway there, you've got to realize for the first time in history, like the fan can now grow with the artist by simply owning that digital asset. That can potentially boom in value down the road if the artist ever takes off. It's a way for you to grow with your fans, which has just never been done before. I like to quote something I saw today: artists and fans have been disconnected for so long. Music NFTs are the bridge, are the thing that's going to finally bridge that gap for artists and fans, and I feel very strongly about that.
And I mean, like we've spoken about this in other episodes. It's just a matter of the technology has to get easier, and people have to understand what these NFTs are and what these music NFTs are. And as more people understand what it is, and the technology becomes easier, it's only going to bring more people into the space. So I think that's why what we've said is that this year is going to be quite big for music NFTs, we think, and why you should get in now, because it's growing so fast and there is so much hype and interest around music NFTs, and everyone is talking about how can we make this work, what can we do. There's so many people talking about it, and we're all trying to figure it out. So this is the great time to get involved and try and help be a part of that and grow your profile in the space.
The growth in the music NFT space right now is undeniable, especially being inside it. You can see every single day another thread beginning with this project and that project, and it's like people trying to bridge those gaps and plug the holes of, is there a player? Is there a way we can do this? Is there a way we can do that? Like everyone's working furiously to be the first ones on the ground, doing that particular thing, but also at the same time helping each other to just continue to grow the space, which is just it's just watching it live at the moment, knowing where we were. And I think obviously our demigod Cooper Turley, the demigod of the music NFT space, I think he does a post every week that's like what's happened in music NFTs this week. And probably at the start of the year, he released a PNG of all the different projects in different areas of music that were currently in the NFT space that were of notoriety. And the one he just posted last week is already 10x the amount of projects in it. It's just enormous compared to
smaller on the page. You have to zoom in to see what all the things are. And
and you could already see in the comment section of that alone, there was like another 50 to 100 projects that we all know or have heard of that weren't even mentioned in that document, because Cooper can't be everywhere, and you can't be everywhere at once. But it's just to sort of let everyone in to where the growth is going. It is being pushed heavy. People can see the value that it's going to bring, and they're here to stay.
And something we were talking about before the podcast is, we get lots of people reaching out to us, artists, projects, all this stuff, but particularly we're starting to get a lot of artists who are, giving us their story of how many NFTs and how much they made in such a short period. And it's for us, it's like, it's country singers, it's pop artists, it's all kinds of genres. And, a lot of it's stuff that we probably don't have a huge experience in. I mean, I don't know about country music, but we spoke about that we're going to start highlighting some of these people and bringing them on for interviews, because we think that these stories are important, that people see that, look, it is changing artists' lives, and it is actually, making a huge difference. And there are these success stories. It's that's something we think is important to highlight, and we're definitely going to move towards not only just these kinds of episodes and episodes about projects, but also episodes interviewing people, artists and things that are making, decent money. So that's something that we were literally just speaking about before we started recording, is we want to do more of these regular interviews with, music NFT projects or artists that are really pushing the space and actually seeing results, because we think that's important to show, so that other people go, oh, people are actually making money in this space. This is actually something that could literally change my life. Selling $250,000 worth of music NFTs is huge for an artist. Like, I don't even know how many millions of streams that would be. That'd be so many millions of streams. And that's not even including, like, shows and things like that you might do. So that's something for everyone to look forward to, I guess. As we move forwards, we're definitely going to be looking to do that. And I suppose if there's any artists out there listening who are, want to come on the show and have a bit of a story to tell about their experience, then please, reach out to us on Twitter, and we'll see if we can get you on the show at some stage.
I think, yeah, you're right. At its core, that is our role here, is to highlight success and failures as they come in this particular space, and help people understand what's being done here, and break it down in digestible bites.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of which, should we call it an episode?
I think
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Loved it.
All right. Well, everyone, make sure you go and follow the Twitter, NFT Project Pod. Make sure you check out Boy King Koi on all platforms. ProjectDJ.io. Go check that out. As we said, there's some NFTs still there for sale if you want to get involved and you want to support. So, and there's even, we've spoken about making some NFTs for the podcast in the future to try and, experiment with that. So
our first
we'll
ones will be free for sure. We discussed that. We don't want to charge. Our first ones will be free. So keep an eye out. I think the next 3 months we'll do something for sure.
Awesome.
Sweet. Sounds good, guys.
Let's get out of
Until
here.
next time.
Make sure to follow the podcast on Spotify or iTunes, wherever you listen, and like, rate, review,
And share it with a friend.
Share it with a friend. Share it with 2 friends. All right. See you.
See ya.
See ya.